Hello everyone, it's Leah here with Ode to Paper, and I am here with the third pocket page layout for this series that I'm doing. I will have one every month for the year, and it started in January. So this one I'm working on photos that I took when we were out kayaking the Spanish River. The Spanish River is just maybe half an hour from where my mom and dad live. So when we were all there this summer, my sister and I took two of her children and we went kayaking for the afternoon. Now, when I say we're kayaking the river, we're not whitewater kayaking or anything like that. We are explorers. We like to lazily paddle along, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the view, and search for critters. My sister calls it turtling. So she loves turtles, snakes, all those kinds of things I can do without the snakes, but I don't mind. I love looking at the wildlife and the scenery. And so we spent the afternoon doing that. My sister lives in just outside of Ottawa, and I live in Thunder Bay. So that's a 22-hour drive. So when we get together at mom and dad's is the halfway point for us. So when we get together, we like to really enjoy our time together. So, and this day was so gorgeous. The sky, everything was bright. You know, when you have those days and things are just, yeah, it's a sunny day, whatever, but this day was so bright. And you can tell by that photo up in the top there, second from the left, exactly just how bright the day was. It was absolutely stunningly gorgeous day. And we spent probably 4 to 5 hours on the river. Like we just had so much fun. And also, when I talk about my sister's children, um, two of her children are like fully grown adults. So we had one adult and one teenager with us at the time. So they're her kids, but they're not children. So yeah, so we took some photos. I'm going to include three small photos. One is of Leela, that's the bright blue one on the top. And then down on the bottom left is two smaller photos. One is of, oh, Leela again, and the other one is actually of me that Eric must have taken. But oh man, we just had so much fun. So much fun. So I have lots of embellishments for this one. I have some paper flowers, I have stickers, I have punch outs, banners, I have a three-dimensional sticker for on the top journaling card there on the left that says Fun in the Sun. I have lots of embellishments from Nicole Jones 911 Designs. She has printable embellishments, so you'll see on here some labels, some tabs, some cameras. What else we got? Arrows with words and viewfinders. Yeah, and oh, and the tiny alphas too. I actually do my title on that lined floral card on the bottom. So, and I just titled it Spanish River. But here I am. Okay, so I have these two cards and I'm trying to get them to fit in this one space, but there's a little tiny space in the middle that I don't like. So what I do is take this sticker. It's actually a die cut that I put adhesive on and stuck it right up the middle to cover up that space, and it says the best time. So appropriate because all of us just thoroughly enjoyed this day. The card on the bottom left is actually a Frankenstein card. I was one short for this page and I just couldn't figure out what I was going to do. So I took a scrap piece of pattern paper and a small file folder that I had and layered them on top of each other. That Live Simply is a sticker. I cut apart a piece of a big label, and yeah, see, I take it off of there. It's not going to stay there. It actually ends up going on the title card. Yeah, right there to match the one that's on the other side. So the one on the other side is on top of this, a beachy card that had a surfboard on it, which, We don't surf, we kayak. So I had to cover that up, but I wanted to still see some of the sand and the sea in the background. So I've covered it up with two big labels, and then I've added my floral cluster along with some other embellishments in there as well. So that banner is going to stay there with that label sticker. That is a tab sticker. Some of these stickers are from an older Bo Bunny collection, and can't for the life of me think of what it's called right now. Just wondering if I have it handy here. But it's an older 6 by 12 sticker page. There it is. Yeah, Bo Bunny Down by the Sea, which is from 2017. Anyways, the colors were perfect for this except for the yellows, but the blues and the greens were great for this page. That is a sticker of a little boom box because we did have music going. The four of us on the Spanish River with music cranked, and yeah. And we had a cooler with, little soft drinks and water and little snacks. So there's also a sticker on here of, a drink with a straw. It has an umbrella, but that's okay. I did a page, a 12 by 12 layout a few weeks back about one of the pictures we took on this trip. Oh, because we found a sunken boat. Now, a sunken boat, you're thinking like, treasures, whatever. No, this was just a boat that somebody left and it got swamped. So we took a picture of it because it's actually in part of the marshy part of the river and it looked really funny. So, yeah, we got lots of great photos from that day. That on that blue picture on top, that black word cutout says explore, which is one of the things that we love to do. And we've always done that. My sister and I have always been explorers, not on a grand scale. We don't tend to stray too far from home, but we do like to explore our immediate surroundings. That sticker there is of a hat and a pair of sunglasses, which was also very appropriate for that day. I'm going to add that little cluster that I created with some banners and a viewfinder. I'm also going to add a circle sticker and a punched out heart and some enamel dots in the end. But I love this layout. I think this is one of my favorites. I don't know if it's the color palette and the brightness of the photos. It was just the perfect day, and maybe that's part of why I love this layout and enjoy it so much, is because the day was just perfect. Now, up on the top left, there's a foil card. Kind of hard to see, pardon me, in the video. You get a really bad glare from my light. But it says, don't worry, everything is going to be okay. We had got some bad news this year back in June in regards to my sister. So this is, kind of we're spending as much time with her as we can, and this card was kind of an homage to, don't worry, we'll be okay sort of thing. But I do put a word, pardon me, sorry. I put a word arrow on there that says sunshine, and I put it right over top of the don't. So it ends up reading, don't worry, sunshine. Everything is going to be okay. And I really liked that card for the brightness of the day and just the moments. We had some really, really, really good moments. So these pictures were taken August 6th. of this year. And since that trip, now when we go to mom and dad's is still 12 to 14 hours from me. So we tend to make it a good 10 days at least on that trip every year. And we go every summer. I would love to be able to go more than once. And actually, I ended up being there 3 times this summer, which was wonderful and has never happened before. But, you know, because it's the halfway point between my sister and I, um, we when I drove to Ottawa to see her in the end of September, that's the halfway point. So I stay a night at mom and dad's, and then I do the rest of the drive the next day. Because in total, it's a 22 to 24-hour drive. So yeah, you have to split it up. I am not one of those robots that can drive that long. 14 hours is my max. You know, there's something to be said for um, the simplicity of just spending time with someone. And you know, I don't mean to get all philosophical and on you. And I was just looking at that sticker on the bottom left-hand card there, live simply. And um, the simplest act of spending time with someone, it doesn't matter what you're doing, can just make the world of difference to, you know, uh, most people. And one of the things I found this year was that in spending time with my sister, and I brought work with me. So, and she has a huge living room, and I had to set up an office in her living room, which is also where her her fabric studio is. So even just her doing her thing and me doing my thing, which was mostly working, um, but we're doing it in the same room and we're still spending time together. So, you know, even if it's just between work calls and hey sister, what you working on sort of thing. Just being in the same room was just, it was so good for both of us. And it was very much needed because we haven't been able to spend a lot of time together in the last 12 years because she's been in Ottawa for 12 years and I've been up north for forever. So I'm going to start putting my title down. I've titled it Spanish River, and I've used the tiny text alphas from Nicole Jones Designs. Now mine are just printed on cardstock. You could print them on sticker paper. I prefer the cardstock. I don't mind having to glue them down. It doesn't bother me at all. But I just love I love the font, and I love the fact that you can bounce them if you want, or you can, leave them straight. You can put them on a piece of cardstock to make them straight and then cut them out. I always just cut them out separately and then glue them together. I glue them straight onto the page. But I do really like them. And I find on a 12 by 12 layout, they work very well for a subtitle or a date. Anything like that. They're the perfect size. And I've even used them for my main title or part of my main title if you're going to go with a multi-font. They're a great addition. I think I lost one of my letters there and had to go look for it. The cameras. Let's talk about these embellishments. The cameras and the viewfinders are and the word arrows I use a lot. Those are 3 of the embellishments that her and her son designed that I just find I use constantly. The viewfinders, yeah, number 1. The cameras are perfect in every color. that she's got. I have them all, and I put them on almost every layout. There's several different versions of the cameras, so it's not like you're putting the same camera on every picture. It's always a different version of it. So I'm doing my journaling here that says, Leela, Eric, Krista, and I went kayaking on the Spanish River. We had a great afternoon exploring and enjoying the sunshine. Now, when I do 12 by 12 layouts, I don't do a lot of journaling. So when I do the pocket pages, I always leave room for journaling because I just don't do it all the time on the 12 by 12 layouts. I find I can fill a 12 by 12 page without having room for journaling. But if I have a journaling card, then I always have a spot for journaling in a pocket page. Make sense? Yeah, probably not, but that's okay. So I'm going to add two colors of enamel dots. One is this really pretty blue that is a perfect match for the sky in that top blue photo. And the other one is black to pull in the darkness of the photos, like the photo on the bottom right. And then it also pulls in the black around the frame that is cut in half and on the two bottom inside cards. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. Love, love, love this layout. Like I said, I think it's my absolute favorite so far. I just thoroughly, and I mean, the day was perfect. So I think that really makes a difference. If I didn't enjoy it so much, I might not have enjoyed scrapping it so much, right? So just finishing up with my enamel dots. I'm counting them. Funny, eh? That's what I was doing right there, was counting them and looking to see where I had them and where I needed more. And yeah, silly goose, I know. So I'm going to get out my pocket pages, which are Becky Higgins Design 4. I have, that's what I have the most of. I have, the other ones I have are identical. They're just the Simple Stories brand. And um, I really enjoy this size. I will be doing some 12 by 12 layouts, maybe video series, maybe next year, maybe sooner, not quite sure. But I love the 3 by 4 cards. I'm not as big a fan of the 4 by 6 ones. And lots of times I'll cut the 4 by 6 cards in half so I can use them in the 3 by 4 pockets. But generally when I create a layout like this, I make each card its own little page. So it always has a cluster, it always has, things that you would put on a normal page, I like to include on each one. So yeah, that is my pocket page layout for March, and I'll see you again soon.